So we're playing DC20. My wife, she's playing Zira. I'm playing Coggle and everybody else. So we've been playing DC20 for probably a couple months, almost a year. Has it been? No, it couldn't have been.
We started playing it shortly after the beta launched, right? Whenever that was.
Yeah,
So yeah, we.
go for it, go live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's getting around to the 9. We're gonna hit the 9 soon, but then we're gonna like level up and we're gonna be like, where is everything? We need more.
Alrighty, we are now public.
Oh gosh.
Show. We're super excited about this, but please bear with us as we're learning how to use everything, and yeah, it should be fun.
Yep. For the people that are just tuning in, we are playing the Days of oh gosh. I screwed it.
This is the Days of Green.
Yep.
This is Zira's kind of backstory, early adventures. She is newly over here from the Fire Plains. Her main mission in life is to exact revenge upon the Drow for killing her entire family. And she is hoping that her new companion, Toggle the Goblin, will be able to assist her in this mission. But at this point in time, they're still kind of learning each other. Don't trust each other that much. Zira's kind of in a bad way. She has no clue what she's doing at this point. Uh, so yeah, let's see what happens.
Cool. Super excited. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get started. Zira, you have been wandering through this cave. You had run into a goblin, fiend-esque kind of fella by the name of Toggle in these caves. He was digging. He seemed mad. You can tell as you start to kind of figure him out a little bit more that he is somewhat crazy from being in the dark. But there has been a lot of people that you've run, or a lot of strange characters that you've run into, and a lot of them have been very crazy, or a lot of real just strange mentally and stuff. Okay, and you yourself feel like your mental mind is kind of slipping every so often, confused, thinking that you see things, thinking that you see figures of your old family, friends that maybe you have grown close to. And then you've lost them. And so it just haunts you in the night when you try to sleep in these dark caves that are just constantly dark. You guys wrap around through the caves and find a path. Toggle is just focused. He didn't really talk much to you on his way back to his village, but you guys go up a path and you can see what appears to be some glowing lanterns. Okay, so let's go ahead and fade it over to the. Um, so we got. Yep, so you guys were able to come up this way. A lot of cages and stuff, and a lot of strange glowing green lights. And then you see some mixture of buildings and stuff. He tells you that get whatever you need from the local shop. He points it over toward the north, and then he kind of says, I got business to take care of. I'll meet you here later tomorrow. All right?
Okay. Thanks.
And with that,
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
straddled off.
I'm gonna head into the local shop. I'm actually gonna look for a blacksmith. This one thing that I'm wanting to do is to kind of fix up my swords. They came over from the Fire Plains. They're a little worse for
yeah,
the
they
wear.
are falling apart slowly. I shouldn't say they're falling apart. I mean, they were refined in the fire, so they shouldn't be.
No.
But you have seen your days with them. Okay, they have brought you through a lot.
Yeah, they probably got pretty messed up through the transportation process and then fighting in the tunnels. They probably need some little TLC.
Gotcha. Like I said, you can see a building that is to the north, and you can also see what appears to be a weird caged building to the right of you. Okay, but both buildings, you really can't get a good read on them and stuff as you're kind of looking at them. Some of them one of them across the right of you has some weird drapings and stuff, and then you can see just some weird mixture of things outside. You see some sharp planks that kind of shoot up in the air like a protection or something, as well as some kind of burnt wood, maybe used for like minerals or something like that. Toggle has continued walking through the paths back into the village. So you're going to be going into the building to the north, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you go into this shop and it smells. It has weird. It just has a weird fungus kind of feel and taste to it. Okay, and it is kind of empty somewhat. There are some pots and bowls and stuff here and there, and just a mixture of things. Okay. Okay, and you can hear somebody moving around in the back area and kind of doing some things as you kind of enter in. A little fireplace that is not going at all. And there is a fella, and I did not have him on here. He is, let me actually fix our camera. Let me see where we're at. There we are. Cool. Oh, there he is. I am so blind. Cool. Yep. There's a guy that's working on the table and stuff. He kind of looks over at you, and he's kind of chopping up what appears to be some kind of weird, slimy fish creature. Okay, and he looks like he's skinning it. He doesn't have anything down on the table, but he's cleaning that sucker real good, and he kind of is like wiping the blade off and everything in the air. You would assume that's probably where the smell is coming from. He kind of looks up at you and he says, "Aye, what you want? Wait, don't move.
I freeze.
You're not from here. Don't come any closer. What do you want with me?"
I'm just here to buy some supplies. Toggle sent me over
he
here.
He stabs his blade into the table and he says, "Oh, you know that we goblins are a vicious group, so you don't be messing with us around here, all right?" He said Toggle sent you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him for days. Surprised he hasn't lost his mind already. Come on then, what do you want?
I need food. And just survival kits for in the Underdark.
He then kind of goes back. He walks over to another pile of this like weird slimy-esque fish kind of things, pulls out another one, starts cutting it and stuff. And he says, "You going to the Underdark? Gosh, you're crazy."
You live in the Underdark.
No, I don't live in the Underdark. The Underdark is more severe than this. This is just the upper plains. You're going deeper than that. None of us go that deep. If you go in the Underdark, you might as well call yourself a slave to whatever's down there.
I am slave to no one.
Well, it looks like you are, because you're so focused on whatever you want down there. But hey, if you're paying, then I can give you things. He wraps around and starts grabbing some things and throwing it in a bag. What did you say? Some survival kits for the Underdark?
Yes, I need food, supplies, rope.
He walks over to the pile of stuff that he was kind of going through. He kind of pulls out some more of it, slaps it on what appears to be very dirty wooden table, and then he starts cutting it and wrapping it up and tying it, and then he puts it in a nice little fancy box, and then he puts it in your bag.
Fancy box.
I had to make something a little bit more. I had to make him look somewhat sophisticated. He wraps it all up and he puts that in your bag. He grabs some rope for you. Okay, if you want to, you can write all these things down.
All right. How many days worth of food?
So you're gonna get 5 days worth of food. This is a protein. It tastes, just looking at it, you can tell it's probably going to taste terrible, but it's going to give you a good amount of nutrients down here, okay? He tells you about the meat, how like sometimes the darkness, it sucks so much energy out of you that these, they're called, you can call them like glowworms. I'm sure that's from somewhere, I bet you. But he calls them glowworms, and he says these will keep you focused, keep your eyes open, allow you to kind of see, uh, but help you to not to lose your. And he kind of taps on his head, lose your mind. All right then. So I have
Yes.
5 rushes for that. I got you some rope because you'll probably need some climbing. Do you want some climbing tools?
Yeah, that would probably be handy.
So what I got here is your bag has the ropes, have the 5 rations of food, and I also have some wraps, some medical wraps. That all right there is going to be. I can sell it to you for 50 logs. Now you want some climbing equipment, right?
This.
I can give that to you for 30 logs. He goes over to a box, pops it open, starts pulling out some good hooks and some climbing tools to navigate.
Okay.
He puts it in the bag.
Remind me the
Remind you the what? Did you know? 30 logs. That's 3 gold. That's 3 silver pieces.
Oh, okay.
Or 30 copper pieces. Whatever you fancy.
Okay. So 3 silver for the climbing equipment
Correct?
and 5 for the other stuff.
Correct?
So 8 silver altogether.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything else you can think of? You're gonna need a good weapon. I have this sword that a traveler brought me. It is pretty good for what you're gonna be doing. It'll protect you for the most part. He kind of pulls it out and slaps it on the table. It's not as good looking as yours.
Do you
This is
have
going to
a
be. I'll sell it for you for. We'll do 5 gold pieces.
is there a blacksmith around?
Blacksmith. You can try across the way.
Thank you. I'm gonna give him 1 gold piece for all of the equipment.
Okay. And then he actually is going to. I appreciate your business. He will slip you somewhat of a map. Okay, as well.
Okay. A map of what?
For your troubles. Huh?
A map of what?
A map of the portion of the Underdark. So when you're going in, you're starting. It's going to give you somewhat of the layouts. He kind of says, "Oh, this will kind of give you a quick layout of directions of what you're trying to go. So you're trying to go into the Underdark. Is there a certain portion that you're trying to get into?"
Mesmerazbin.
Ooh. Well, then that's not going to be that easy. Then you can go through. Kregelcock. If you cross through Kregelcock, then you can make your way through. There's a thin passage called Fekior, and that will take you into Mesmerazin. It might be a little dangerous when you come out of Fekior. Fekior?
You act like you have been this way before.
I've had travelers come and go. The stories. I mean, I'm trapped up in this place, and I don't have much to explore. But those that do come, they've told me stories, and they've crossed from one to the next. And I try to keep track of this for the next because I'm willing to sell that information because it's worth something around here. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it
Are you
does.
happy with all you got? He kind of gets the bag and chucks it over at you.
Very. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And good luck to you, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and head out and try to find the blacksmith.
All right. Gosh, I didn't know you were gonna make it this far. All right, you go across the street, and I shouldn't say across the street, across the path. you can see a cage around a door, and the cage also has a cage door. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it appears to be, as you go to grab it, it's locked. Okay.
Okay. Are there any other buildings in the area?
With that, you can tell that as you let me see if I can get this going. Just down this pathway. Sorry. It's a learning process. This is kind of cool. Down this pathway, you saw him toggle go down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He was walking through. The way that the houses are made, they're made like inside of the cave walls. Okay, they have little burrows and little holes and stuff, and you can see like somewhat of a makeshift of stones building esque built into it to kind of fortify here and there. But these are the main two buildings and stuff as you enter into the area in which he lives, the village in which he lives. Okay.
Okay.
But not much. You can see what appears to be somewhat of a light glowing through a window in this place. There's like a little small little hole that has a glowing green light. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Um, can I do an investigation check?
yeah, let's go for it.
14.
14. As you look upon where the cage is at and this door is, you can see that there's dust. There's a lot of dust on this. So somebody, whoever's been here, has not been here for quite some time. Okay. You can also see that there is fresh tracks over by the side over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's fresh tracks over here. I gotta get my map game on. There's fresh tracks over here that kind of show like whoever lives here and stuff kind of like doesn't go through the main door.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming you're gonna go that way.
I am.
As you go and you start stepping around this edge and stuff, let's go ahead and roll for a awareness. Boom, baby. I was about to say perception.
13.
Just to warn listeners, we have a cat. He has just went underneath my legs. Oh, yep, there he is.
Yeah. He's our mascot?
No, he's not a mascot. I am trying to get rid of him slowly. One day the door will be open. And my wife will be crying. Yeah. So, you walk around the corner. What did you say what the roll was for?
13.
13. You see what appears to be the floor is kind of like soft and it has a weird feel to it. Okay, as you're going through this area. Okay, you can see some of the rocks are like turned over and moved a little bit, and as though there's like a path that's perfectly made to go around this way. Okay. And are you going to continue on?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Go ahead and roll for a agility save.
19.
Darn it. Well, with that,
catch me in your traps, are you?
from the ground, through a rock, shoots out a wooden stake. It shoots right up, and it almost hits you right below the chin. You quickly grab it right before it hits your chin, okay? And then you look, and then all of a sudden, you can see what appears to be a goblin-esque creature holding a crossbow and pointed at you. And he is covered partially behind what appears to be some kind of stand, and he's below a tent. I probably should start. Okay.
Come here, you big baby.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one action before we're gonna roll for initiative. Hopefully not gonna be too much. It's gonna be like a 2-rounder.
I am going to just try to talk to him. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm just looking for the blacksmith.
He looks over at you and he says, I know blacksmiths around here. They're all dead. Which you won't really.
I'm really looking for the blacksmith. The shopkeep over there sent me this direction.
How can I trust you? You trade something for my trust. Oi. And then he lifts up his crossbow. He aims it more towards your head. Go ahead and roll for a... What would it be? I'm like not good at... It's a influence?
Probably.
Cool.
Non-nat 20.
Darn it. My rules are gonna be bad today. Here I want conflict. I want no. Rolled a 4. But he's really on his game too. He gets like a +7 or something. What's your total?
Non-nat 20.
Non-nat 20. Good. Cool. You Oh, you look like you're out for trouble. What kind of weapon do you have? My brother, he was a blacksmith. He got lost in the dock. But I somewhat know my way around things. I can maybe look at it for you.
My father was a blacksmith. I know my way around things too. I just need tools. I have a sword that could use some repair.
I see. I see. Keep talking as I get my token.
I have a sword that I brought with me from the Fire Plains. It's made of a very special ore, but unfortunately it was damaged, and I really need to maybe use some of the ore from this area to help kind of re-strengthen and refortify it. But I'm going to be very particular about what material is used and combined with this.
He kind of jumps off over the post, and he makes his way over toward your direction. All right, then, let me take a look at your blade.
Hello, whoever is logged on. That's probably you, huh?
Yeah. All right, then. So he kind of looks over at you and he says, let me take a look at your blade then.
I draw my blade.
He doesn't step any closer to you. He kind of like stops and then he's like, throw it to me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
He kind of puts his hand on his crossbow and he's like, I'd rather you just throw it to me.
I'm not gonna throw my sword. I have more respect for my weapon than that.
Okay. He steps up closer and he kind of looks at your blade and he says, oh, it's a little bit cracked here and there. You're going to need something to clean it up. You're going to have to add a little bit of material. Our material isn't the best still, but it'll do. It'll last you for a little bit of time before it starts cracking again. You'll need something stronger.
Where can I get a better ore?
The deeper you go, the better you'll find. But I don't know if you'll be able to find the tools you need for a blacksmith unless you go into a village or a town. But anything deeper than there is going to get you into a lot of danger. I should tell you the name. His name is Armpit.
Armpits.
It's like off it. Yeah, the name's Armpits. He says, welcome.
I'm Zira.
I can do what I can for you. I can strengthen up the blade is what I have. If you're willing to have something to trade, I prefer something to trade.
Port cities, huh?
Oh no. See, this is the bad idea. This is what we get. My wife is not going to do any gameplay. She's just going to be like...
So X-Bolt just said that I can probably get some really good ore at a port city. So
what does X-Bolt know? This is not a feedback live show, X-Bolt. We don't need your input. We will carry on without your comments.
He's a big fan of Zira. I don't know. I kind of like this guy.
Welcome.
He has the best input.
Yeah, he does. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes. I think Xbolt is probably one of our biggest fans. He likes and comments on all of our videos, so we should.
Okay, so we should give him a shout out right now. We should spend the
Yeah.
hour to just talk about X-Bolt. Is it going to be our commercial ad?
Yes, exactly. So,
Congratulations, X-Bolt. You have
sponsored
you're
by.
supposed. Should I get back into the story then?
Okay, yes.
We're wasting time. Your friend will be any day now.
How do you know who
Um,
I'm waiting for? Now I'm suspicious of you.
oh gosh, now see I ruined the story now. See what you did, X-Bolt. All right, then come into my shop. I'll show you around. Maybe there's something else that could you interest, and maybe you can figure out what you'd want to trade me.
Alright.
Something worth something. I'm a collector of skulls. Okay. And with that, you guys magically teleport into his.
So Katie wants to know if that's a dragon on the wall.
That's a dragon on the wall. I swear, I'm going to. There's no dragon on any wall. It's a carpet, a dragon carpet.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
And it's not a dragon. It's a lizard. It's a big giant four-horned lizard.
Did you get that, Katie?
Yeah.
It is actually the skin.
What's going on? Oh gosh.
Oh, she said Twig wants it. Stuff it in your pocket.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I will not be meeting Twig for a few years, probably.
Who are you talking to over there?
Yeah, sorry.
You just pulled up your phone and you just started scrolling. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a bad thing.
Well, thankfully for most of our group live videos,
Yep.
there won't be quite as much chat activity, most likely.
For those of you that are not part of our actual gamers, our gamers are commenting on our game right now. This is our first live and they're watching us.
Yeah, normally we have a group of about
right now, but
6 of us, and
yeah.
so yeah, we've got a couple of teammates who are on the live chat right now. And
there we go.
Yes, Twig is definitely a collector of items.
With that, he says, "Oh, are you hungry? Have you figured out what you're going to trade me for?" He kind of walks around his table. He kind of goes over, looks around to see if he can find some food and stuff. He doesn't have much of it in his house. He kind of starts rifling all over to the shelf and pulling random things down, bottles and mixtures, things. Okay. Throws it into like a big bowl.
I can offer you money.
You see, I'm not really interested in money, gold. There's not much to do down here and buy down here other than maybe food. I have enough for my own. I want something interesting.
Okay. I will go find you something interesting then.
And with that, he starts cooking up some food. And you are heading out, right?
Yeah. I found something interesting.
Okay.
Come here, interesting thing. Can you guys hear him on the feed?
Yes, they probably can hear. I think this is actually as far as I wanted to go. As long as you buy everything you need.
Yeah, I just have to get my sword fixed up.
Yeah, I think he's working on your sword, but you better return with something better. Okay.
Are you coming up here or not?
You have 1 day. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have 1 day before Toggle is going to meet you outside the main gates, okay? For you to get your sword fixed, you are going to have to find some kind of thing rare to bring back to this fella by the name of Armpits. And
I mean, I do have a ruby.
You can try the ruby.
But he said he's not interested in that kind of stuff.
I said that he wasn't interested in gold or money. But he might be interested in gems or jewels.
Okay, well, I will offer him a ruby before I head out then. Would this do?
He climbs over to the table, pulls it out of your hand. did you get this?
I found it.
He takes it over toward his big bowl and he just throws it in there. And a puff comes out, and all of a sudden, some kind of weird pink smoke kind of emanates. Better be careful with this. Pretty dangerous. Yeah, I'll trade you for that.
Okay. Is it not just a gem?
He kind of says, I can get working on your sword. I'll have it done by tonight. So if tomorrow you come by, then I can give it to you. All right?
Can he? Okay. Pepper Tony wants to know if you can talk louder with a female voice.
What are you talking about? Who?
It's hard for his elderly ears to understand the handsome one.
Oh my gosh.
It's
I
somebody
give
who
up.
we know though because
I give up. I swear, this guy
Jackson.
who is commenting right now, he ruins my games. I swear. And now he's ruining my single play.
Pepper Tony.
Somebody's shooting a lot of love and a lot of faces. I'm gonna roll against this guy. If I get a nat 20, I'm gonna leave my live game and I'm gonna go over to his house and I'm going to do nice things to him because I don't know what I can say on live. Like I said, no, 13.
He has not been rolling well. Don't worry.
I haven't been rolling with that. He says to you, yeah, if you just come back tomorrow, then I should have it ready for you. All right, then?
Sounds good.
With that, he kind of like forcibly forces you out. He's like, I have to work. And then I haven't eaten dinner yet, so yeah. With that, you are forced out of the front door. And you don't have much of a place to stay. You're in the nice, cold Underdark. Not Underdark. Upper Dark.
Okay.
And you are all alone. Like you always will be. This was called Zira and Toggle Witch.
Alright. Yeah, I'll probably just, well, I'll see if I can't find a little place to hunker down. I don't think I'm going to have much luck in finding a place to actually spend the night because...
Yeah, there's not much, and it's mainly people who live around here and stuff. You kind of pass through the main pathway area, which Toggle had gone through, and you find like a spot underneath a tree and some little nice, beautiful gravestones. And you hunker down. Jack, don't pull my wires, hopefully. And you kind of rest. You're kind of trying to relax and focus and stuff. And just think about the plan ahead of you. But the place that you're in, it just puts you at an unease. Your body is trying to get used to this. Your mind is trying to get used to being in this place. You're used to seeing...
It's easier for me here because it is actually a community. I'm not by myself. It's a little bit more protected. Because I've been in the Underdark for, what,
You were in the Underdark when you originally came, and you were basically running. You were spent the whole time running. And then you were able to make it to the surface, and then you came back in, and now you're in the Upper Dark. What? Upper... That's my way... Oh.
Only Zira had intimidation. I know, for how big of a game she talks, her intimidation level really isn't that good.
No, you're a hunter.
Yeah, I am. I'm more of a hunter. I'm stealthy. Sorry, Devotion.
You find yourself very comfortable underneath this tree, and you start to fall asleep and fade off. And then you see him, you see Toggle, and he is moving in his house, in which you didn't originally notice the house that he had went to, but now you can see him kind of just finicking with something through his window. And you close your eyes, and then you open them up again, and you can still see him pacing back and forth in his house, throwing things and doing a lot of random stuff, okay? You fall asleep, and then you wake up again, and you can still see that green light glowing in his room. And there he is, still kind of panicking, moving around about, okay? As the night turns and the night turns, okay? Different kind of creatures come around. Wild, dark dogs and critters and creatures kind of scroll about. But we're going to go ahead and roll for awareness, and then we're going to end it at that.
That's a natural 20.
Nice.
24. I'm using all of my good rolls for this first live game that we are playing, which means that for our next episode of T-Dog, that I am going to be rolling all single digits probably.
That is
Sorry, guys.
correct. And with that, I'll leave you with, where is he? If you wake up, it is the middle of the night, and you can see him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He is a different color. And
I didn't know goblins could change color.
you're right. Correction, I am wrong. Story-wise, that is correct. He is is changed. His body form is all broken, and he's standing up taller and more berserkish. And as you can see, he has this long stick and he has a blade attached to it, and he's swinging it around. And then he's kind of saying things, saying weird words that are not. I forget what the language is for the goblin that we had put it at, undercommon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He is not saying undercommon. It is some weird language that you've never heard before. And his eyes are glowing a color that you've never seen his eyes glow before. As he's coming towards you, he is running at you.
Okay.
Cool. We'll end it up there. Join us again on T-Dog. Let me switch out to the